Hello friends, welcome in today's session. Today we will discuss economics of organic farming and government scheme to support organic farming. This module is to introduce you the economics of organic farming with reference to benefit cost ratio. After completing this module, you will learn 4 things, namely the cost benefit analysis of crop in organic and chemical farming practice. Secondly, the net profit in the organic farming as compared to chemical farming. Next, various schemes of Government of India to promote organic farming. And lastly, you will identify the appropriate scheme for the growers. Before we start the session, I want to quote a line of The Hindu Business by Mr. Bordoloi, a Kuwait-based market leader for EY's climate change and sustainability service practice. He said, "Conventional agriculture is environmentally unsustainable and it is a monomer that organic farming is economically unviable." While highlighting the economic aspect of organic farming, he said that organic agriculture is the best insurance policy that India can have for its population, with better performance on productivity, environmental impact, economic viability and social well-being. Now I am returning back to the lines of economics of organic farming. India faces economic challenges that demand bold new initiatives. Organic products have emerged as an important area of gainful farming and its economic benefit have been realized in many countries. Consumer demands for organically produced food products provide new opportunities for farming and business around the world. Despite having its potential, farmers are not fully aware of organic cultivation and its economic viability. Majority of farmers are hesitant to adopt organic farming because of the fear of crop yield loss and decline in income. Most farmers have no clear idea of the overall farm profit under organic cultivation. The lack of knowledge is acting as a barrier in adopting organic farming on large scale by farmers. Let's start with introduction. Agriculture is a primary sector of Indian economy which contributes around 15% in India's GDP. It is considered a prime moving force for the growth and development of the economy. These sectors fulfill the demand of food grains of the people and also provide employment to the majority population in most of the developing countries, including India. Agriculture plays a considerable role in the economic development of our nation. More than 50% of the workforce is directly or indirectly dependent on this sector for their livelihood. Majority of farmers are still hesitating to adopt organic cultivation due to the fear of economic and commercial non-viability. Therefore, to understand the economic feasibility of organic cultivation, we first discussed its cost component. Here we are dividing the cost in 2 components, fixed and variable cost. Usually, the cost of estimation of agriculture is done while calculating these components. Now, fixed cost. Fixed cost in agriculture includes the cost of land or the rent paid to acquire the agricultural land, land revenue, depreciation of farm implements and interest on fixed capital. Next, the variable cost. It includes the cost of seed or planting material and organic inputs. Variable cost also include the marketing cost, which includes freight and transport cost, cost of power consumption against irrigation, cost of storage, cost of bagging, marketing margin, etc. In fact, the cost component in the analysis of benefit cost ratio, that is BCR, mainly depends on inputs cost. Here the input cost is estimated as the sum total of expenditure towards cost of seed if purchased, cost of manures, biofertilizers, cost of biopesticide, cost of irrigation, cost of bullock, cost of tractor as well as cost of labor mainly for tilling, manuring, sowing, transplanting, weeding, threshing, etc. Let's understand analysis of benefit cost ratio or BCR. To assess the economies of crop or farming system, benefit cost ratio analysis is an important tool. It is the ratio of benefit with the cost. The ratio indicates the rate of net returns from the use of an input. Mathematically, it is benefit cost ratio is equal to gross return minus total production cost divided by total production cost. While gross margin is obtained by deducting the total cost of production from gross return. Mathematically, it is gross margin is equal to gross returns minus total cost of production. The farmers are not fully aware of economic return from organic farming. It is necessary to collect data on cost-benefit ratio both under organic and conventional farming. Benefit cost ratio, that is BCR, is the ratio of net value of extra crop produced to the cost of input. The cost component in the analysis of benefit cost ratio depends mainly on input cost like cost of seeds, cost of fertilizers, cost of pesticides, cost of bullock or tractor, cost of labor, etc. Before analysis of the BCR under both agricultural system, it is necessary to have clear-cut understanding on the difference between the practices of organic and conventional, that is chemical farming. So friends, let's have a look at comparison between organic and conventional production system. The conventional agricultural practice is mainly chemical-based intensive agriculture, which depends on the use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticide, herbicides, hormones or growth regulators, etc. The indiscriminate use of chemical inputs have led to contamination of food, water and fiber in several countries and thus resulting in overall deterioration in soil health and environment and water bodies. In conventional farming system, the farmer relies on the chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides and seeds from outside other than his own. These inputs are purchased from outside, so the cost of production goes up. It has been seen that after repetitive use of chemical in agriculture, the vigor of soil is lost. Hence, we need to add more quantity in subsequent phases. This way, cost of production also enhances. On the other hand, the organic production system involves no use of synthetic fertilizers, pesticide, growth regulator and livestock feed additive. While relying more on organic manures and compost, biofertilizers, crop rotation with inclusion of legumes, mechanical cultivation, mineral-bearing nutrients and biological pest control measures. As such an organic farming system, the cost of production is comparatively less in comparison to that of conventional system of production. Because most of the inputs are from on-farm, during conversion, the production of the crop is less under organic farming system. During conversion period, the production of the crop in organic farming is less because sudden stopping of use of any chemical in the soil. So, the crop production for the first 2-3 years in organic farming is uneconomical. Let's move to example of economies of wheat cultivation in Uttar Pradesh. Charyulu and Dwivedi in 2010 studied economics of wheat cultivation in Uttar Pradesh. The economics of wheat cultivation under organic farming versus conventional farming is summarized in table. You can see it either on provided material or at your screen. Most of the organic farmers are cultivating Bansi or 292 varieties of wheat, while many conventional farmers are growing PBW 343 or WL 711 varieties. The cost of production of wheat per quintal was Rs 620 under organic farming. The same under conventional farming was slightly lower at Rs 609 per quintal. But the average cost of cultivation per acre was lower in organic farming, that is 8%, when compared to conventional farming. The average yield levels were 1519 kg in organic farming and 1682 kg in conventional farming. However, the gross return per acre were higher, that is 15% in organic farming than conventional farming. This share has further gone up to 39% in case of net returns per acre. The unit price realization was 28% higher in organic farming than conventional farming. The results clearly demonstrate that the cultivation of wheat under organic farming is more profitable than conventional farming method in states of Uttar Pradesh. Let's move to the role of organic inputs in the economics of organic farming. Organic farming is economically viable because the use of organic inputs plays significant role in saving expenditure. For example, there is reduction in the use of external inputs like fertilizers, pesticides, etc. Organic growers mainly depend on on-farm organic inputs like crop residues, compost, farmyard manure, vermicompost, herbal preparations and other traditional methods for controlling pests and diseases. As organic farming is based on sound agroecological principles supported by balancing crop and animal diversity in the farm, there is more productivity through the incorporation of natural processes as nutrient cycles, biological nitrogen fixation and pest-predator relationship in agricultural production process. There is profitable and efficient production with emphasis on improved agronomic management and conservation of soil, water, energy and biological resources. Production by organic farming is site and region specific. We have 20 agroecological zones spread over the different parts of the country. Therefore, it is better to assess or compare the cost within the same state or region than comparison or assessment between different states. As far as organic crops are concerned, important savings are made in cost of seeds and planting material and inputs. The expenditure is high or if inputs are outsourced. There is also cost of certification that is a must to organic production. It has been reported that the reason of slow adoption of organic farming includes non-availability of bioinputs, lack of knowledge on technology, skill inefficiency, etc. However, there are several reports which indicate that organic farming is profitable agri-business. Let's have an overview of available financial support for organic farming. There is a growing demand for organic produce, but the supply-demand gap is wide due to several reasons like certification cost, lack of awareness, inadequate marketing infrastructure, etc. Organic farming in India is yet to reach a niche means comfortable level category on global agriculture. Some of the constraints in promoting organic agriculture in the country are identified as lack of awareness on organic farming and its market, inadequate marketing infrastructure, high cost of certification, lack of marketing information, non-availability of financial support. Friends, now the Government of India is promoting organic farming through various schemes like Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Current government is trying to give more value to organic farming in India, for this giving many schemes to farmers using which they can increase their production. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana is one of them, under which government is trying to give many facilities to farmers so that they prefer to do organic farming. This traditional farming improvement program was launched in April 2015 to support and promote organic farming and thereby improving soil health. This scheme encourages the farmers to adopt eco-friendly concept of cultivation and reduce their dependence on fertilizers and agricultural chemicals to improve yields. This scheme is basically a scheme of supporting organic farming via cluster approach. 50 or more farmers form a cluster having 50-acre land to take organic farming. Each farmer is provided Rs 20,000 per acre in 3 years for seed to harvesting crops and to transport them to market. The government plans to form around 10,000 clusters in 3 years and cover an area of 5 lakh hectares under organic farming. Government also plans to bring certification of organic produce. Next, National Program for Organic Production. The Ministry of Commerce, Government of India has launched the National Program for Organic Production, also called as NPOP, in April 2000 for accelerated promotion of organic farming in India. This is being implemented by the Agricultural and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority, also called as APEDA. The objectives of schemes are to create awareness about the principle of organic farming, to identify potential crop and region assessment of the needs for development and setting up of model organic farm in the country, to facilitate certification of organic product as per the national standard for organic product, support setting up of commercial organic farm, to promote organic export. Next is the National Program on Organic Farming. The Ministry of Agriculture has launched National Project on Organic Farming called as NPOF. The component of this scheme include capacity building through service providers, setting up of different input facilities like fruit or vegetable waste, compost, biofertilizer, vermicompost, to enhance the competitiveness of Indian organic farming and registration of organic product abroad, which support organic farming considerably. Under this scheme, assistance up to 25% and 33% of financial outlay up to a ceiling of Rs 40 lakh and Rs 60 lakh respectively is provided as back-ended subsidy through NABARD for establishment of biopesticides, biofertilizer production units and agro-waste compost production units respectively. Government has been advocating integrating use of chemical fertilizers and organic manures including biofertilizers for increasing production of major crops. Next, National Horticulture Mission. The wide range of agroclimatic conditions in India enables the cultivation of a large variety of horticultural crops. Horticultural crops facilitate diversification, increased return per unit of land, better employment opportunities and excellent prospect for export. Keeping this thing in view, the Government of India has launched the National Horticulture Mission called as NHM. During the 10th Plan for Holistic Development of Horticulture, this scheme is providing support to organic growers on crop raising and its certification. Besides, under National Horticulture Mission and Horticulture Mission for Northeast and Himalayan State, financial assistance is provided for setting up vermicompost production unit at the rate 50% of the cost, subject to a maximum of rupees 30,000 per beneficiary, for adoption of organic farming at the rate rupees 10,000 per hectare for maximum area of 4 hectare per beneficiary, and for organic farming certification at the rate rupees 5 lakh for a group of farmers covering an area of 50 hectares. Next, Technology Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture in Northeastern States. To improve livelihood opportunities and bring prosperity to the northeastern region, including Sikkim, the Government of India has launched a technology mission for integrated development of horticulture. The mission is based on the end-to-end approach, taking into account the entire gamut of horticulture development with all background and forward linkages in a holistic manner. The TM strives to address the issue related to technology and technological development, demonstration of technologies, production of quality planting material, organic farming, plant health, etc. in order to adopt compact cluster area based approach for production of horticultural crops. Next is National Food Security Mission. Under National Food Security Mission, that is NFSM, on pulses, including Accelerated Pulses Production Program Assistant for popularizing rhizobium culture, phosphate solubilizing bacteria is provided to the farmers under cluster demonstrations. Next is promoting the use of biofertilizers. Central government has notified biofertilizers like Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azoasparillum, Acetobacter, PSB, KMB, zinc solubilizing bacteria under Fertilizer Control Order, that is FCO. Similarly, under Initiative for Nutritional Security through Intensive Millets Promotion, that is INSIMP program, phosphate solubilizing bacteria, Azotobacter culture is provided to the farmers as part of technology demonstration. Further, under National Project on Management of Soil Health and Fertility, financial assistance of rupees 500 per hectare is provided to promote use of organic manure. Next is ICAR contribution in promoting organic farming. All India Network Project on Soil Biodiversity Biofertilizer is implemented by Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICAR for research and development on biofertilizers. The ICAR has developed technologies to prepare various types of organic manures such as phosphocompost, vermicompost, municipal solid waste compost, etc. Improved and efficient strains of biofertilizers specific to different crops and soil types are being developed under Network Project on Biofertilizers. Some state government also provides support for promotion of organic farming with the funds received from Macro Management Scheme of the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. Besides, some schemes are also available with National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD. National Cooperative Development Corporation, that is NCDC, and Khadi and Village Industry Corporation, that is KVIC. Let's sum up today's lecture. Friends, you came across that the farmers are not fully aware of economic return from organic farming. It is necessary to collect data on cost-benefit ratio both under organic and conventional farming. Benefit cost ratio is the ratio of net value of extra crop produced to the cost of input. The cost component in the analysis of benefit cost ratio depends mainly on input cost like cost of seed, cost of fertilizers, cost of pesticide, cost of bullock or tractor, cost of labor, etc. It has been reported that the reason of slow adoption of organic farming includes non-availability of bioinputs, lack of knowledge on technology, skill inefficiency, etc. However, there are several reports which indicate that organic farming is profitable agri-business. On accounting the harmful effect of using chemical fertilizer and pesticides in the agriculture, the Government of India now focusing towards the healthy society by creating the awareness about doing organic form of cultivation by launching various schemes. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana is one of them. For this scheme, the Government of India allocated over rupees 400 crore in order to gain quality foods, under which Government is trying to give many facilities to farmers so that they prefer to do organic farming. That's all for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.